585 BC, in the region we now call Turkey, a battle raged between the forces of the Lydians and Medes. For 6 years this war had consumed their people, and on the banks of the Halys River they found themselves fighting to a standstill. And then, with swords drawn and blood flowing, the historian Herodotus writes, "The day was turned suddenly to night. The armies froze in their ranks. Nothing but a heavenly decree could shake the sun, and that decree could mean only one thing. They agreed to peace, and the war was ended, saving countless lives." The sun, which we orbit, is around 400 times larger than our moon, and yet, by some stroke of fate, it is also 400 times farther away. This means that when they happen to line up, the moon will totally eclipse our star, creating one of the most dazzling and mythical natural phenomena we have the luxury of enjoying. You can find products of happenstance and pure luck in every nook and cranny of history, things that could only exist because of a very specific confluence of events, never to be reproduced, miraculous in nature, gifts from God. Like Spike TV's The Ultimate Gamer.
Look, I'll take my crowbar and my green bag and I'll go home and I'll watch scrambled porn.
I understand that about half my viewers aren't American, so I'll give you a quick crash course in Spike TV. The Nashville Network was launched in 1983 to showcase Southern U.S. culture. They had music, variety shows, they aired NASCAR, things like that. One of the companies that owned it got bought out by Gaylord Entertainment, which isn't important, I just thought it was ironic, given stereotypes. In 1983, something else launched, the Famicom. Nintendo's first home console hit Japanese stores, going international 2 years later as the Nintendo Entertainment System. Like TNN, the NES fit itself into a niche, marketing almost exclusively to children. Both of them would see runaway success, with the latter single-handedly reviving the console industry in the US. Unlike Nintendo, who have always had a consistent image, TNN went through a bit of an identity crisis around the turn of the century.
The skater with the most clothes on at the end of the race wins.
The entertainment landscape was different, and they had to widen their appeal. TNN had a few turbulent years, started airing wrestling, were part of MTV for a bit, but everything came to a head in 2003. The video game market was a lot more crowded. Microsoft and Sony had entered the field and were happy to appeal to new audiences. Remember how in the 80s Nintendo established gaming as a kids thing? Well, those kids had grown up, and the average age of a video game player had risen to the late 20s. Organic growth combined with more expendable income meant revenues had also risen from $14 to $52 billion. There's some serious money changing hands now, and the biggest publishers wanted to maximize profits while minimizing risk. That meant, more often than not, market research. As the Nashville Network tried to keep up with the times, they found themselves with more and more male-oriented programming. This can be chalked up to a variety of reasons, partly coincidence, partly the shift in popular Southern entertainment to becoming a boys' club. I'm sure it has something to do with 9/11. Whatever it was, it resulted in a total metamorphosis. They dropped all vestiges of their original branding and relaunched as Spike TV, the first network for men. Spike TV's image can generously be described as dumb. At worst, it's the most meat-headed depiction of masculinity possible. At best, it's... well, they had this show called Mansers?
Far away, put your junk in that trunk! Dude, the only way to have 100% chance of parking your car in the garage is to park your car in the garage! And then screw it! And tighten her up with a beer cozy! And where did we get these tips? from the guy who bones his car.
My first car was beautiful. She had great lines. She was fat.
They got a real car fucker to back this episode up. This shit is peer-reviewed.
He bones his car.
The owners at Viacom were aiming squarely for young men aged 18 to 34. Hey, isn't there another industry kicking around right now that's also trying to appeal to young men aged about 18 to 34? While it wouldn't reach its zenith for a few more years, video game marketing, especially in the US, got really into jockey frat boy territory in the 2000s. Very edgy, very shocking, lots of innuendo and absurdism, often for games that didn't match that at all. Rayman, more like Nay Man, if you catch my drift. Apparently. This perfect crossroads resulted in perhaps the most important television series of our lifetime, Spike TV's The Ultimate Gamer. This is a show so obscure that information on it is almost impossible to find. There's no ads, no listings, no discussions, no Wikipedia page, no news articles. There's next to no evidence it even existed, save for the most important record, decade-old YouTube uploads of the full episodes. You might say that this is a dumb topic for an episode, but I say that the last 3 episodes have been downers, and I want to have fun. This series is so poorly documented that the actual air dates and order of the episodes is nigh impossible to find. Trust me, I looked. Thankfully, one YouTube channel by the name of Fans Ultimate Gamer has re-uploaded what I believe to be every episode with their order and air date. Unfortunately, a lot of their info is provably wrong when you compare the air dates to the releases/announcements of the games featured, so I went through a bunch of effort to reorganize the series into what I think is the proper order. That makes our first episode Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
Hey, I'm Adam. I'm from New York. I've been out in LA for 9 years. I am the ultimate Tony Hawk Underground gamer.
The Ultimate Gamer follows the same structure as a surprise, house-flipping, pimp my whatever show, with a little gamer twist. Each episode follows a middle-income white male video game player aged 18 to 34, who the producers have selected as the ultimate gamer for a particular game. They pretend to have sent in an audition, then immediately cut to the outside using the exact same cameras and audio equipment.
Hello, I'm Stryker, and this is the Ultimate Gamer.
This is Gary Ramon Sandorf, aka Theodore Ramon Stryker, aka Ted Ramon Stryker, aka DJ Stryker. Or just Stryker, sometimes. He is popped, locked, and ready to host the show with God's strongest soul patch.
Yo, what's up, Adam?
Stryker.
Yes, sir, I'm Stryker.
What's up?
Adam can't even believe it. He just thought they were filming him for a nature documentary. Stryker then destroys the TV in front of him with a bat, and I feel like I'm watching the intro to gay porn.
Stryker, what are you doing, man?
The Pad Pimping team is brought out, featuring Sonia, an interior designer, and Alex, an audiovisual technician.
He's in charge of AV. You know what AV stands for?
I don't know.
Of course not. What does it stand for?
Audio-visual.
You know what he just said?
I think he said audio-visual.
No, he said audio-visual.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. That's cool. No, that's fine. While the renovation team pimps out the room, Stryker and the hero of our tale walk out into the construction zone that he apparently lives in, only to be ambushed by skateboarders Mike V and Wee Man. With these celebrity cameos, they take a visit to the game's developer, in this case, Neversoft. Rest in peace.
First thing we're gonna have to do is get rid of all 3 of these sofas.
Jesus! One thing you'll notice within minutes is how god-awful the editing is. 2000s American reality TV is not a period of what I'd call tasteful editing, but oh my god, look how many cuts there are to show them getting into a car.
Let's go.
I'm driving.
Hey, can I take these off?
No way, buddy. Passing them up, boys. We're going.
This is jingling keys in front of a baby's face. That's not unique to this show. It was everywhere at the time. I just think it's important to note how little faith the producers had in the material. They were not exactly trying to make art. Stryker introduces Adam to the Neversoft leads. Are we not going to mention the dog? The big friendly dog? Not even a name? A paw shake? What the hell?
Check it out, people. This equipment is Jurassic. While Adam is a Neversoft, we change everything for the latest equipment. We're gonna pimp out his place really nice.
Well, his accent isn't even that thick. Stryker was just being racist. Alex is from Super Plasma, a Southern California-based home renovation company, because, as you'll find out, nothing on this show happens without a sponsorship. From here, there's a behind-the-scenes segment inside Neversoft that's pretty decent for its time. Adam even gets scanned into the game.
You guys have no idea. I am in the game.
This is easily the best part of each episode, if not for the rare peek into these studios, then for the main character's nervous smile as they try to look cool in front of game devs.
But you're gonna do this. I gotta go take care of some business.
Okay.
I'm gonna go do something, and what I'm gonna do is gonna end up being the biggest surprise of your life.
What?
The most exciting thing that's ever happened in your life.
What?
I'm gonna be responsible for. And it's gonna happen to you in 5 minutes, back door.
Stryker, what's with the gun? Dad?
Once you enter that code, you get Polly.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, look at him. He's got a broken leg. Nice!
One recurring funnyism is that every episode starts with the guy saying they're the ultimate fan of this video game.
I am obsessed with SOCOM.
He is a freak. I mean, I have to force this guy to come to bed with me.
Then they bring out a guy named, like, Andy Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and are like, oh yeah, why don't you try Mr. Tony Hawk?
I'm really good. I'm the ultimate, as far as I know, in this game.
That's the end of that round.
I was a little bit busy watching Andy bust. He definitely whooped me up. I think my
Sorry, what did he say? Back at the house, we're introduced to another key renovator, a graffiti artist?
I'm sketching out my border.
Oh, dude, no, that's an apartment.
It's gonna look good.
What are you, the resale value?
The biggest surprise of your life.
Yep.
And outside of this door, it's gonna be that.
All right.
You may need this thing.
Oh my God.
It's a diaper.
Okay.
You guys know I love diaper play. I love two things, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and crinkling. Adam, we're here to tell you about Tony Hawk's Pro Crinkler.
Holy
Right here.
look. Oh my God, dude. Tony Hawk.
Yes,
Dude, what's up? Oh my God,
Oh, Tony! Oh my God! Oh, Tony! Oh! Tony skates for a bit and then asks Adam if he'll join him. He's still holding the diaper. They spend a good 30 seconds psyching him up to go down this huge ramp.
What's up?
Adam's wuss out right here. Ready?
God. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. I did it.
To be fair, Tony recognized Adam was clearly scared of doing the ramp and suggested to do it like that. It's just funny.
Adam is gonna freak once he sees this stuff.
Oh my God, what is that graffiti? They do some more skating, Tony signs a board, and they head home. Adam loves his new room, wall art and all. They've put photos from throughout the day in picture frames. They do this every episode. Like, imagine having people over and they go, oh, is that your brother? And you have to say, no, that's DJ Stryker.
Bam. Hawk. Neversoft. Hawk. 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 Checking it out. I think it's missing one thing. What could that one thing be?
He looks contractually obligated.
We're gonna have a problem. You know I'm gonna be Tony Hawk, right?
What is that picture in the background? What's going on there? They hang out and play Thug 2 while Stryker has his shoes on the fucking couch. Then the episode ends. This is every episode of Ultimate Gamer in a nutshell. Show up, go to a studio, developing a big game, house renovation. Nick is the biggest Halo fan in the world. And what's crazy is that he looks like the biggest Halo fan in the world. You can take that however you want. Unfortunately, Stryker is not wearing a collared shirt to pop, but he is able to debut his trademark double knocking technique. The producers realized they should make it look less staged by filming outside this time.
Are you the best in the U.S. at Halo?
Dude, I will school anybody.
Really?
I put it on.
You want to school me inside? If you don't want to break the TV, I won't take you on the Halo adventure today. But if you want to smash one of them...
Oh, he wants it! Yeah! Fuck it up, Nick! Get it out of your system! Alex returns, but gone is Sonia. Enter Eden, the home improvement goddess. Nick's room is fucked up. Not as fucked up as his weird off-center gigantic belt buckle, but enough for Eden to roast the hell out of it.
These lights say one thing to me. I'm not cool. This treadmill, I don't think he's been using it all that often, so it's out.
Whoa, Eden? That's uncalled for. Fat jokes in the 2000s are reserved for women over 100 pounds.
You're gonna go in. I know. How you feeling? I'm juiced. Do you even understand that I'm at Bungie Studios where they make Halo, and I'm about to go inside? I can't even fathom that.
I think what gets lost on modern audiences is how easily accessible video game development is today. Not just doing it, but seeing it. Nowadays, you can literally pull up a live stream and watch somebody make a video game in real time. There are big studios who share their intimate thought processes on game design and the nitty-gritty details of how they make things. Up until the last 10, 15-ish years, most people's windows into game dev were small magazine snippets, interviews, the occasional behind-the-scenes featurette. There's a scene here in 2004 where Nick is sitting down with one of the multiplayer map designers, and the guy's showing him a wireframe of a stage they're working on. It's clear that he kinda understands what he's looking at, but when the designer toggles on the textures, you can hear it click in his mind.
You get a good sense of what it looks like?
Like, he probably wasn't used to seeing an explanation of making a game this in-depth, and the moment he can visually connect the dots is neat to watch. These segments are already the best parts of these episodes, but this one is my favorite. It's one of the few times where the pacing slows down and we actually get to spend some time with the dev team. Nick is very curious and invested in what he's seeing. From a modern perspective, it's charming to watch them demonstrate progressive damage and physics on a vehicle, and remember that back then that was novel and exciting. He's walking him through the construction of a character model, and they cut it out, but it's clear that the dude was just explaining bump maps and all these little things you'd never think about if you didn't know the processes behind them. Halo 2 was a big deal. This is around that World of Warcraft time when you started seeing news crews cover midnight releases for video games. I wonder if the producers at Spike realized how pissed people would be if they just sped through this in editing. Today, devs would release their own internal footage of their games to press outlets and YouTubers. Back in 04, you had to get DJ Striker and Nick in the building to face off against the Bungie staff in a Halo 2 LAN party. Yeah, not gonna lie, this part is also pretty fun, and it's a decent showcase of the game for interested viewers. For how many parts of this show are hilariously forced, this comes off as a bunch of people just having fun. Halo 2 had a notoriously torturous development. These guys were probably over a year into hardcore crunch, constant self-doubt about the quality of the game, doubtful if these conditions even could make a quality game, and now they're showing it to a member of the public.
What do you think of Halo 2?
I think it's amazing.
Unbelievable?
It's incredible.
Out of 10, what do you give it?
14, 15.
When they're smiling in the back, I can only imagine how much of a genuine relief they feel. Time for my favorite segment of the show. Let's do some shit in the desert around LA where we don't need film permits. Much like Adam's weak sauce sliding, there's an activity planned for Nick this episode. Basically drive around in a car that's kinda like a warthog. Pick up a flag.
You are the ultimate gamer.
Yeah.
But you're not the ultimate driver. What? You didn't make it.
Oh no, he didn't get the flag fast enough. Now he's... wait.
That's your stuff from your apartment. I had it hauled out here.
What? Next thing I know, I see my furniture and it's blown up. Striker, you madman! You blew up everything in my living room. With the day done, they head back home where the design team has been hard at work doing... what have they been doing?
Grandma's TV gotta go.
Yeah, fuck that thing, Alex. They're painting it from a dark green to this weird industrial gray? Oh god, he's back.
Here's the wall I gotta work with. After we're done, it's gonna look tight. All right, the painting's done. Now it's ready for some serious Halo 2 action.
What the fuck?
God.
What did you do to it? At least the Tony Hawk room had some skater aesthetic to it, even if it was tacky. There's like an alien window?
And a custom-made coffee table for you! World War II gas cans!
Striker, what the fuck are you talking about? It looks like you turned the lights on in a laser tag arena. This is horrifying. The original, sure, you could update the furniture. Maybe the green is ugly to some people, but this is just... Imagine bringing a girl home to this. Imagine trying to sell this house. Nick and Striker play an early copy of Halo 2, and the episode draws to a close. Some of you may be unaware that the Jeff Awards, or the Game Awards for the layman, started out as the Spike TV Video Game Awards. There's a decently long history to the VGAs that I don't want to get into, but suffice to say that for about 10 years, this was the most prestigious night in gaming.
The winner is The Simpsons.
Naturally, as Spike TV had a gaming show, they saw an opportunity to do some cross-promotion. As far as I can tell, this episode was filmed a few months before the awards show in December, and features such games as, well, I'll let Striker rattle them off.
Halo 2, Half-Life 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Burnout 3, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This kid, this winner, this guy, this girl is also going to get to drive.
I like how he says girl as if every winner on this show isn't a middle-income white male video game player aged 18 to 34. Also, this YouTube comment rightly points out that they all happen to be conveniently located in the Los Angeles area. This episode's main character is Nick, with a K. The K is for cocaine.
I'm not gonna let you down. I'm gonna kick everybody's ass at the games. You know it, Striker. Just pick me. Come on, baby. Pick me.
When it comes to video games, Nick is like Rain Man.
He's got autism.
We're gonna have a pretty crazy day today. We're gonna play Spin the Bottle.
Nick, we're gonna play two-person spin the bottle. And you're gonna kiss me.
And if you do it, I'm going to take you on a crazy adventure. If you don't, look, I'll take my crowbar and my green bag, and I'll go home and I'll watch scrambled porn.
What? What is scrambled porn? Okay, this one flew over my Zoomer head, but back when antenna was the most common way to get TV signals, pay-per-view and subscription-only channels were blocked by scrambling the signals to anyone without a specific add-on to decode them. The most infamous channels of this sort were obviously the porn ones, but it turned out that through the garbled broadcast, occasionally the airwaves would line up in such a way that an image would come through for just a moment. This was jokingly referred to as scrambled porn, and I imagine it was considered the most desperate middle school tactic possible to see a nipple. So, basically, DJ Striker just casually announced that he sits in front of a television for 5 hours at a time, watching static until he can blow his load to 3 seconds of a distorted breast.
Okay.
Oh! Ah! Go kill it! Ah! All right.
Through scrambled porn, Striker's getting off to this. This episode marks the first appearance of Brian, replacing Alex as the AV guy. He's from Ambrosia Audio Video because I guess Spike found a new sponsor. We'll miss you, Alex, but not enough to put you above C tier.
All right, man.
Whoa, Nick, do you have a license for that giant chrome skull belt buckle? And your chain wallet? This is the most commercially episode so far. It's already obvious that nothing happens on this show without a sponsorship. All the business is featured, the games all released within a few weeks of airing, the big Al agenda. The games are just the hook to get you watching. This is the real meat. At least with the first two episodes, there was some behind the scenes stuff. This one is just hey, look at this game that's already out that you should play and watch our award show with Snoop Dogg.
I'm the host, and the only reason your cyber ass is here is because my crew got beef with Cubert. What you talking about, Willis? I haven't seen any real plumbers named Mario.
The guy from Rockstar doesn't even show up.
Dear Striker, sorry if I had to bail. I left some awesome cheat codes.
Yes.
One of the games featured here is Burnout 3. Now, they don't mention it, but Striker is in Burnout 3 as one of the in-game DJs who communicates with the player.
I am in Asia. I am Striker, and these guys know how to get around in style.
Apparently, he's pretty well remembered and liked by the Burnout community. Does this count as a conflict of interest? I feel like there's some law against not saying that the host of the show is connected to one of the featured games.
Totally shocked yourself.
Toast.
The thing about Snake is you'll never know when he'll sneak up right behind you when you least expect it.
Nick, this is Snake. I need you to help me take out Metal Gear.
They spend the rest of the episode doing some boring challenge stuff. Notably, this is the first instance of a babe. Keep that in mind as we go on.
Nick, when it comes to your audio-visual equipment, I think Striker said it best.
He hates that thing.
That's better.
Thankfully, Big Al does not make an appearance this episode. Actually, they're painting it a pretty tasteful shade of blue this time. Finally, we're not committing art crimes on this show.
And now it's time for Victoria to take over.
What do you mean, muralist? What? What is that? No, what is that?
Your new pad.
Oh my god! Holy shit, dude, this is insane.
Nick is just staring at this fucking thing for a few seconds, trying to figure out how to react. Then they cut to Striker trying to take the reins.
We'll start off with the mural. Done by Victoria. Oh my god. Video Game of the Year. Influence, of course, right there.
Is that like Vietnam? This image is kind of beautiful to me. I'm not an interior designer, and I won't act like I have good taste in decorating, but I have to question the World War I gas mask lamps just sitting on the fireplace that they never talk about. To top it off, Nick gets 2 tickets to the VGAs and films a thank you to Spike TV in front of the awful mural he now has to live with. Like an allegory for a disease. Now, the release history of this show is a little funky. From what I can tell, the first 3 episodes aired between September and October of 2004. I guess it did well enough in ratings because Spike TV ordered a second batch of 6 episodes that aired between May and October of 2005. That means there's a few changes in store, but you'll be relieved to see that some things never change. Striker's under t-shirt and popped collar. Thank God. You lost the goatee, but we got... This is a bit of an awkward episode. Advent Rising was a kind of infamous flop in its day. Billed as a Halo killer, it failed to drum up much actual hype despite its script by Orson Scott Card of Ender's Game fame. It didn't help that the console release was infested with bugs, and many reviewers found the gameplay mediocre. This is also the first game featured to not be a sequel, so in the fake testimonial, the winner, Richard, just talks about how unhealthy his relationship with games is.
I've even missed dates with hot girls because I game so much.
That's all he does. He eats, breathes, thinks games all the time, 24/7. Whether it's late for work, late for class, whatever he's doing, he'll sacrifice it for the damn games.
This marks the first appearance of Matt, the furniture repair specialist.
Matt, what about the TV?
I don't do TVs.
Then get the hell out of here!
Matt's great. He shows up, does his job, and leaves. Yes, I did some research on the safety of smashing a cathode ray tube television like the ones in this show, and apparently it's really unadvised. There's a ton of electrical components and gases that can be really bad if they break out and get inhaled. I even found some stories of explosions. It's not a good idea. There is a weapons expert listed in the credits. I can only wonder if they had an actual safety advisor on set, but I doubt it.
We gotta bring in the design team that's gonna pimp out this gaming pad.
Let's meet him.
Is there a Kahi? Come on down.
This is Ka-hee Lee, who will be the goddess for the rest of the series. The new AV guy is Jeramier. Unfortunately, that means saying goodbye to Eden and Brian. I give Eden a B, but Brian's gotta be A tier. He really brought a level of catharsis to the role that Alex was lacking.
You love TVs, right?
Yeah, I do.
You hug them?
I do.
You cherish them?
I do.
Do you pet them?
Sometimes.
And stroke them?
Sometimes.
When Scrambled Spice is on. Okay.
This is his move. He mentions the scrambled porn, and everyone loves it.
Do you have any idea where we're gonna go? We're going to Glyphic Studios.
We're going to Utah.
We're going to Utah!
I haven't yet ripped into the scripted aspect of this show too much, but there is no way this guy knew Glyphic Studios, a company that had only ever done box art before Advent Rising, was located in Utah. Fucking Utah?
Not any mortal gets in here, you know that. And you only need one thing to get in.
What's that?
A fifth wife. Richard gets a close-up look at the visual aspects of the game, probably Glyphix's strong suit.
You've just entered the Glyphix Games motion capture studio. This is where some serious magic happens.
This entire reality has been engineered to break down your resistance, to desensitize you to violence.
Motion capture was this cool, futuristic thing in 2005, so they have him mess around in a ball suit before introducing a babe.
Oh my.
Hi, Ultimate Gamer. How are you today?
I'm Richard. I'm great. I'm great.
Nice to meet you. My name's Annalisa.
Annalisa, it's a pleasure. I turn around, and there in front of me is this gorgeous blonde, and Gavin tells me, okay, it's time to do a love scene. Action.
Ow! Oh, did I hurt you? Good.
That aired on television.
That was so much fun,
man. Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Did he say something?
So much.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
I don't know what prompted that reaction. Did he say something? They play the game for a bit, and Stryker whisks Richard away for, let's go do some shit in the desert around LA where we don't need film permits, while the renovation team works on his house.
I'm glad we're not looking at this under a black light. Nobody should have vertical blinds in their house. Nobody.
This thing right here, it's offensive. It's not even plugged in.
Yeah, fuck that plan. Alright, as long as they don't get that muralist back, we should be good. Oh no.
Hey, let's get cracking, rock and roll, and get the Sprinter out of here and get ready to rock! Woo!
Oh, I'm so scared. Rich has to... Well, I'll let Stryker explain.
All right. If you complete this course, I'm going to give you the entire Majesco library. Part number 1 is this. Take this weapon and take this. You're going to take these 2 guns, you're going to go to that dirt bunker right there, and you're going to take out barrel number 1.
Gotcha.
After you take barrel number 1 out, take out barrel number 2. Then you're going to see 3 barrels, okay? Inside one of those barrels is barrel number 1. Grab that weapon, take out 3 barrels, and you're going to run between the barrel number 1. Chicken wire over there, get your ass under barrel number 2. Then you're going to see barrel number 1.
Gotcha.
After you take barrel number
3.
Now get to that 3 barrels. Look, I'll take my crowbar and my green bag, and I'll go home and I'll watch barrel number 1. If you do it under 90 seconds, you get to go to course number 2 and get the Majesco library. Here we go.
He finishes without a hitch, but before he can win the entire Majesco library, he needs to complete a second course. And this time...
Your job on this is to save a damsel in distress, and she's handcuffed.
She's tied up? Oh, how long has this poor woman been tied up in direct sunlight, wearing practically nothing in the California desert, for Spike TV's The Ultimate Gamer? Come on, Richard. Do it for Cooking Mama 2 Dinner with Friends. Do it for Alvin and the Chipmunks The Squeakquel. Do it for Guilty Gear XX Sharp Reload? Really? I forgot they published that.
Got her. There you go. You got her. You got her. Very nice.
That is a contractually obligated hug.
Wonderful job. You feel good?
Yeah.
Did the man rescue you?
Bye.
Oh, she's out of there.
All right.
Okay. What did Gearbox do?
Oh, check out Gearbox's work.
Oh, look at this. I mean, this is
how dope
mural.
is that?
Oh.
Imagine owning the house with the Advent Rising wall. It's nowhere near as bad as what Big Al did. I just think I'd be too ashamed. Oh, what am I talking about? I'd love living with the Advent Rising wall. I actually think most of the room is pretty good looking. I like the color scheme they chose. I don't really understand the sci-fi mini fridge, but I can look past that. I found what I think is the Twitter account of the damsel in distress, now long inactive, but she has a tweet from 2012 that reads, "Tonight's convo, most embarrassing job. Table did a Google search. To my horror, it was on YouTube." These episodes were uploaded in 2011, so we might be looking at a low point in this woman's life. Magical.
Did the man rescue you?
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Here we are with your boy Rod Wynn, aka Reality.
This is him, Reality, the entire universe. I'd like to give it up to Rod, aka Reality, for being our one and only GOC! Rod is an interesting guy. He hosts gaming tournaments that he never goes into detail about. He's friends with a container version of himself, and he's apparently damaged his life for video games.
The worst thing that has happened to me because of gaming is that I lost my job. Recently, I moved back in with my mom.
My son is the greatest.
The show just glances over this, and I'm not even sure it's real, but like, what the hell was with this culture among gamers of being so proud of having an unhealthy relationship with video games? Every episode starts with the winner and their friends, family, partners, sometimes bosses talking about how absurdly into gaming they are.
I spend at least 10 hours a day sitting right here in my gaming zone.
I'm Dan's best friend. I never see Dan unless I'm video gaming with Dan.
I get it. I have a big ol' 7-hour session every once in a while with the right game on a day off, but I think when you play so much, you lose your job and have to move in with your mom at 29. That's not cool. You, like, have a problem.
Open the door. Rod.
What is this reaction? What is this? What is this?
Rod. Coming out.
He looks scared. He looks like he doesn't know what's going on. Are there video games out here? You guys have a Madden out here?
For our E3 special edition. There it is, your boy Rod, Ultimate Gamer. Who won it? I'm here right now at my home, getting ready to go to E3. This is the greatest of times right now.
The on-screen presence of the winners in this show is a canyon-wide. Some of them are really hyped up in a way that feels forced. I don't know how scripted the show is, but it feels forced. Others are pretty candid, like Nick's episode feels very organic. Rod ping-pongs between these two extremes depending on when he seems to remember he's on camera. He has this whole showboat persona that pops out before he becomes kinda reserved and low-key. His gaming room is also a mixed bag. On one hand, I'm not gonna lie, kinda dig the confrontational couch setup. On the other, vertical blinds. Kahi Lee hates vertical blinds, and she's my interior design goddess.
You ever play football Ultimate Gamer style? Never. There he is. He's my quarterback, man. How you doing? Whoa. Whoa. All right. Hey, what did that have to do with football?
Nothing.
Maddie rules. Hell yeah.
You got to do something to your television. Oh. It starts with B and ends with rake it.
Oh snap, Rod's gonna go to town on this TV with the medieval battle mace. Give it a swing for mama.
Here we go.
That sucked.
Hit it like there. Oh, yeah. Woo! You killed it, that's good.
What have I done? The stain on my steel. What does it make me? To raise my weapon, to become the dealer of death. For man, as the first thinking animal, has always been the judge of life, ferocious in temper and careless in mercy. I look upon the husk of my first kill, and I see in it I am not transformed. I have always been Rod.
You alright? Yeah, that was fun.
Cool. Kahi, the interior design goddess, is forever, but Jeramier has been replaced by Chris and his giant hair. Jeramier gets a B. Would have been a C, but I hate nature, and that hate crime did something to me inside. I forgot to mention, this is the E3 2005 episode. They meet the devs behind games like True Crime 2. Oh, sorry, did I say devs? I meant madams. They dress poor Rod up like a police officer for some reason. He's just standing around while no one else is in gear. It's only for this segment. Then he takes it off. Strange. He gets to meet Shinta Nojiri, who longtime fans of this channel might remember as the Never Dead guy from Konami's E3 2010 panel.
What's wrong with you? Hey, tell me, what are you doing? It's strictly confidential that we have a real model for this title. But
this is 5 years earlier when he was a lead designer on Metal Gear Acid.
So this game, you control a solid snake?
Cool. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks. Then suddenly, a very undercooked looking Hideo Kojima.
What platform is he going to have the Metal Gear Solid 4 on? What?
PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3, okay, that's...
Yep, PS3 and nothing else. For 17 years. Chris's ability to produce sound effects will contribute to his ranking.
Xbox 360, let's go!
Oh yeah, this is just before the 360. Is that Cliff Bleszinski?
This is all real time. There's no pre-rendered graphics here. Wow. I like to say that graphics finally don't suck.
I forgot he used to look like Chad Kroger.
And I'm like sitting in the toilet, I'm like, oh man, scrolling on my phone. I'm like, that's a really nice number. I just wanna put my face in that and be like,
Scarface, The World Is Yours has been largely forgotten, but it was pretty anticipated at its time and was actually lavished by critics. Licensing issues have kept it off modern platforms, but definitely a rare licensed game that's just waiting to get dug up any day now and reappreciated. Stryker takes Rod to a warehouse and has him do an airsoft course where he's supposed to avoid shooting the civilians in a time limit. He takes forever because he keeps doing this tactical slow walk as if he's gonna get shot at.
You killed them all.
Yes, sir.
Give me the gun, please. I saw you shoot. All right, you did kill them all, but you didn't do it in 90 seconds. So I'm not giving you the library.
After the first mission, I didn't do it in time. I felt like just like I feel on the games. My bad.
Okay, well, he failed that one, but there's another challenge to win a different game library.
A double-crossing mannequin has the key to your getaway car. You gotta find a chainsaw, zap open the mannequin, and find the key on the mannequin. Roll the mannequin up in the carpet, get rid of it in the dumpster without anybody seeing you. And once the mannequin's in there, you gotta incinerate it.
Okay, sure. He's really good at this one. He nails it. Killing that TV changed him a bit. He meets Tony Hawk from Ultimate Gamer and goes to the crazy E3 party before heading home.
Wow, what the oh my god!
This is probably the best looking renovation so far. I imagine his mom had some say in things like no gearbox and no murals. The furniture looks good and actually matches. The lighting adds a nice atmosphere. The Scarface table's a bit tacky, but that's fine. That can be changed. They also didn't give him a regular Scarface poster. It's a poster of a Scarface t-shirt, which is very 2005.
Mom, welcome.
This is really, really nice.
You like it?
Love it.
Can I get a
love
little
it.
something?
Yeah, I love this.
All right, there still is one more thing.
Oh.
But I've heard that you're actually not working right now. While we were at E3 today, myself and the Ultimate Gaming staff, we talked to Activision. So we have an interview for you with Activision to be one of their brand new game testers.
That is great times. I'm glad
Being a game tester used to be this mythological thing. I think most people imagined it was just having fun, playing video games all day, so you could work in the industry without needing any real skills. Nowadays, more people are aware that it's just a 9 to 5. I had an English teacher who was a tester for Sega in the 2000s, and everyone thought it was so cool until he told us it kind of sucked ass. Don't get me wrong, it's really nice that they did this for him. It's just funny because it's like your great gift to someone is a job interview to be a sales associate at the Gap. Wait, what? When I saw the title of this episode, my eyes bugged out of my skull. For those unaware, America's Army is a series of first-person shooters designed by the actual straight-up US military for the purpose of advertising recruitment to young men. The first entry was in 1999. Now, in 2005, we were embroiled in invasions of both Afghanistan and Iraq, with public support fueled by a traumatic response to the 9/11 attacks. In retrospect, both of these wars have come to be understood as thinly veiled imperialist ploys to maintain control over the Middle East's resources. Forever wars designed to keep the gears churning of the military manufacturers so intertwined with our owning class. Through these gears were crushed the bloody bones of hundreds of thousands of people, civilians and soldiers. The latter, on our side, were often young men from poor families with weak educations and few prospects. Let me put it this way. They're not sending the recruiters to private schools. America's Army, the game, is a bit of a trailblazer. As far back as 1999, it was offered as a free download, making it one of the earliest free-to-play multiplayer shooters, easily accessible to the same boys who would find the pay and benefits of the Army just as enticing. The Army looks for all kinds of people, but especially likes middle to low income men aged, say, 18 to 34, the exact target audience of Spike TV and the ultimate gamer. Now, people have debated since 2007 whether or not Call of Duty and its modern warfare ilk are military propaganda. I'd say that at best they are, if unintentionally so, but there's still, a discussion to be had there. America's Army is, point blank, state-funded, developed, and distributed military propaganda, designed to entice young men and boys into the romance of the Army. The 7 core values of the Army are systematized into things like player ranks. There's a focus on realistic simulation and how cool the vehicles are. It's all the war, none of the context. There is a non-zero chance that some young man saw this episode of Ultimate Gamer, downloaded America's Army Rise of a Soldier, was inspired to join the military, and was blown to pieces in a foreign land to fatten the wallets of the executives at ExxonMobil. I don't even want to talk about this episode. It's the standard fare. They shave the winner's head into an army cut, which is weird. They blur out Homer Simpson's face for one scene, then remember to cover it up. Fucking Gearbox comes back and honors the sponsors of the episode by committing a war crime. Man, this was supposed to be the fun, light episode after we spent the last few being all heavy and citing scientific studies. I need a joke to bring the mood up. Give me a second. Alright, get this. An all-lesbian, anti-Iraq war protest album, and you call it All Pubes, No Bush. Hey? Football! A lot of gaming intellectuals, like myself, undervalue sports games, but there was a time when they were legitimately innovative. I can't tell you exactly when they started to go on the decline, probably around the 7th gen, the worst one. Still, it wouldn't be a real man's gaming show without some football. Jonathan loves Madden more than life itself, as his cowboy friend will tell you.
Most people become obsessed with video games. Jonathan becomes possessed with video games.
This is kind of the point where the show stops trying.
You know what this place needs? Tell me. Place needs a little cheering up. Come on in, girls.
The fan?
Patty! I thought you said you were gonna cheer this place up.
There.
Get the hell out of here! My mom's not bringing you oranges anymore!
Despite having Matt on the show, they still feel the need to have the winner smash the TV themselves. We've got a new product manager from Best Buy. His name is BJ, which is funny because it actually stands for Best Jai. This also means Chris is leaving the show. I give him an A for attitude and amplitude, talking about his hair.
And this does not say Ultimate Gamer to me. It says Ultimate Grandma. Obviously, the only bitches Jonathan has had on this sofa is his dog.
That's why she's S! They take a trip to Florida to visit EA Tiburon, now EA Orlando. As far as these behind-the-scenes segments go, this one's okay. It's mostly Jonathan having input on the game. He designs a play, he records a voicemail for the in-game radio show, he gets his ass kicked at Madden by Kringleberry and Warda.
Man number 1, Scandalberry. Man number 2, Warda.
Warda.
Lots of work is getting done at the house. They pick up a couch with Kahi still on it because she's the goddess. They painted a decent pattern. It's NFL themed, which is a little goofy, but at least the colors aren't so garish. Jonathan heads onto the football field to meet 3-time Super Bowl champion Roger Craig and 7-time Pro Bowler Andre Reed to play some football. But wait, that's their team. Who are they playing against?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our opponents, the Super Hot Girls. Come on out.
What did I expect? These are players from the Lingerie Football League, a real thing that existed. Scratch that, it still exists under the name X League, owned by Mike Ditka of all people, an entire football league made up exclusively of lingerie and helmet-clad women tossing the pigskin. They're all oiled up here, naturally. The 4 men, 2 of which are retired professional football players and one of which is a DJ, now play a game of football where they try to intentionally get tackled by all the women.
I thought he was the gamer.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run. You just throw it up in the air real high. And I'll just jump up for it.
Just make sure we get the first.
And let him tackle me.
Okay.
This is one of the better renovations, kind of like the E3 episode. The furniture is definitely a little more... it flips up.
Oh! Yeah! That is sweet!
Is that a football in a microwave?
Floating football!
Floating football!
Oh, no. All the Mad Catz controllers, man, that you won earlier!
There is no way you're getting hyped for 30 Mad Catz controllers. At the very least, he gets 2 tickets to the Pro Bowl and the ladies come back. Stryker surprises him with an early copy of Madden 06, and then something really weird happens.
You sit with the girls,
and let's play the video game. Ladies.
You have to teach us to play. You deserve this.
Unbelievable. So unbelievable. Wow.
All right.
This is like...
Now fire up the game.
Just this bizarre scene of a guy playing Madden with 2 girls around him, sobbing with DJ Stryker. It's really inexplicable. These are real tears. He was kind of living the dream. This is where I started checking out. For one, it's SOCOM. I'm sure someone's going to get mad at me and say that these are the best shooters ever made, but man, I just can't bring myself to care about SOCOM 3.
He is a freak. I mean, I have to force this guy to come to bed with me.
For 2, this is where the show's formula starts showing its constraints real bad. The challenge portions are always themed to the game, and sorry to spoil it, but the last episode is Call of Duty 2. That means 5 of the 9 episodes revolve around shooters, and the 2 focused on events are also shooter heavy, meaning that almost 80% of the show devolves into shoot some airsoft guns outside LA, drive a car, explosions. The Madden episode was at least kind of fun for variety's sake. At least we've got our old standbys to rely on.
I see your computer center over there?
Yeah?
Circa 1984. You understand that you have a unicorn in here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we have the wrong gamer. I don't know.
What are you, gay? Someone in production decided that Maddie needed to be flanked by hot women whenever he appeared from now on. It's unnecessary. He was already clearly the alpha of the show.
All right, come on down here. Let's get in the middle of mass destruction. That's why I got my design team. And they're ready to come in right now. Our first girl, she's smoking hot. And Kai, come on in, baby.
Ugh.
Where's my man BJ from Best Buy?
Oh, show 'em.
Unicorns in your game room? Can you say whipped?
Oh my god.
Ball and chain. I think that's a theme around here.
Oh my god. This is the point where I start fast forwarding through the episodes.
With this cool new storage unit, and for those DVDs you don't want your girlfriend to know about.
The only interesting part is the renovation bits.
Oh, this is a bathroom rack. This is a bathroom rack.
You can't have a SOCOM 3 room without little fishies. So Matt's building a custom aquarium coffee table for our ultimate gamer.
What? Fish? An aquarium? Why? Because the Navy? He has to take care of those. Those are living animals. The rest of the episode is shoot, bang, explosion. At least the production value seems to have gone up. There's way more props and costumes, and we aren't in the desert anymore.
Well, all right, Commander Bo. We've turned the poop deck into the flight deck.
Are you sure this isn't the poop deck with these walls? The room is fine. They give him a bunch of framed concept art, but it's not cool concept art. It's like a guy and a boat.
A custom-made aquarium coffee table. You got it as the ultimate gamer. All right, as I put the game in, I remember it, man. This is a multiplayer game. There's just 2 of us. We got 3 remotes, so I have an ace in the hole to play with us. Yeah? You want to see who it is? Who? Oh!
Nah, the guy and his girlfriend play SOCOM 3 with DJ Stryker to end the episode. So I'm re-recording this right now because I initially had a whole diatribe here about how I was pretty sure this was the last episode, and to my knowledge it was, until in editing I discovered that there was actually one more episode, at least, that I was not aware of. And I discovered the existence of this episode by, you're not going to believe it, Andy THPS. That's right, he is still around, still playing Tony Hawk, and still skating. He streams now on Twitch, and he has a YouTube channel, and he's been going for years. He made a reaction video first to his own episode on Tony Hawk's Underground 2, but also to another episode they did on Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. It looks like the original uploader has completely privated all of them, and I can't even find the channel that it might have been uploaded to. They were not uploaded by the channel that I got all the other episodes from, and trust me, I have scrubbed every corner of the internet that I can find to try and discover any more episodes. This appears to be part of the second batch, as Stryker is missing the chin hair, plus Kahi and Best Jai are also the renovation team for this episode. So I'm not sure exactly where it would fit in, but probably somewhere in the back half of the series. Andy's already covered this episode, so instead of doing my commentary over his reaction, I will just link his videos in the description, so go check them out. He seems cool and funny, and to my knowledge has not gotten into any major scandals, so hopefully this recommendation doesn't age poorly. Anyway, on to the final, I believe, episode on Call of Duty 2. Brandon is our winner, and he loves COD.
He's, you know, a little guy, so he couldn't really do that well in the army, but through the game, he's the man.
Hey, could you guys maybe cut that part out?
So this is it. This is where it is. This is where it goes down. That's right.
I'll be real, This is the first house where I think I get it. I don't know if it was the season, but the living room is like grandma's 4th of July decor.
I'm embarrassed for you. You've got a picture of a Santa Claus up there. I don't even know what month.
That is not a Santa Claus, Striker. Look at all the America stuff. Why is there so much?
Matt, get in here!
Have you ever heard of survivorship bias? It's the idea that we make judgments about a whole thing based only on the parts of it that endured to the present. It's why everyone acts like music used to be better, because we only remember the good stuff. If anyone's feeling 2000s nostalgia, I want these outfits to remind you that they were, in many ways, a cultural wasteland. There were 3 years where you could show up wearing something like this and it's acceptable. And only then to 20% of the population. Maximum. You'll be happy to know that in the cutthroat world of being Ultimate Gamer's AV guy, Best Jai has survived to the final episode, earning him an S. If that were me, screw giving my pad a makeover. Just give me Kahi Lee for 1 hour. The Infinity Ward segment is a little fresh air this time. They go into a decent amount of technical detail. There's even a scene where one of the designers explains how they program the AI for each mission and demonstrates how they change it up. It's pretty cool. The challenge segment is another big set piece where he has to save a French spy.
Are you okay? Oui, monsieur. I'm gonna get you out of here. It's covering fire.
Oui, oui.
Back at the home front, they take out most of the grandma decorations and give him a coffee table made out of a Jeep. And a ceiling fan out of a real fighter plane. This is the only episode where they don't just redo the living room, but also the bathroom for some reason. Okay. I think I get it. Why are there so many teddy bears? Anything has to be better than this.
When duty calls, Brandon can still play Call of Duty. We've hooked him up with a second gaming station in the latrine.
What? What? No, that is not a thumbs up moment. That is not a thumbs up toilet seat, dude. You can't put an army belt over a chrome toilet seat. You can't just move on from that. The next shot's gonna be coming up. No, you can't just... What?
Look at the toilet with the seatbelt on it. No way! You got the Xbox down here, the flat screen, the wireless remote over there. That is sick!
That thing is gonna get wrecked by moisture in a month. They gave him a shit box. It's 2005. The 360 is right around the corner, and they installed an original Xbox into his wall.
Alright, you guys, he was the ultimate gamer for Call of Duty 2. I'm Striker, and keep on gaming. And when you're at your house, don't wear your tighty-whities. Be fully dressed, because you never know when I'll knock on your door with hot girls, destroying your place up, taking you on crazy adventures, and telling you that you're the ultimate gamer. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Unfortunately, DJ Striker would never grace the doors of Los Angeles with his two-fisted knocking technique ever again. After this, Spike TV would not renew The Ultimate Gamer for a third batch of episodes. And honestly, why would they? Ultimate Gamer is the product of a very particular time for two different industries and cultures. Reality TV was taking over American airwaves, birthing a new obsession with surface-level junk food entertainment. Spike was a fledgling network geared towards men, and figured the best way to do that was to follow what was popular at the time. Dumb, simple content that appealed to an almost imaginary image of manliness. Video games were beginning to be shaped by big corporate money. The AAA game was on the horizon, and marketers wanted to push to an audience they felt they could understand. This match made in heaven is what produced Ultimate Gamer, a show where everything feels artificial because everything is an ad. Nothing happens without a sponsorship or a product tie-in. And through it all, these little glimmers of reality shine through in a way that's so endearing. Stryker dropping his porn preferences, a bewildered reaction to violence, crying in front of women. These shows rarely followed a strict script, and I get the sense they were trying to keep some of it genuine for the sake of getting an organic response. And it's in these moments that the facade weakens, and you see the actual goofy-ass humanity. We can never return to this time again. And that might be for the best. This style of reality television was supplanted in the internet age by vlogs and let's plays, more candid styles of content. Of course, even those have become nightmarishly scripted and stiff in certain pockets of YouTube. Maybe in 15 years we'll look back on this stuff with the same ironic appreciation as Ultimate Gamer. Judging it as a show, it's fine. It's okay entertainment. Some of the episodes are more interesting than others. The most enduring content is easily the behind-the-scenes stuff, and the renovation can be fun if just for how goofy the hosts are. The negative points are obvious. The unbearable fakeness of it all, the repetitive challenges, the dude bro attitude that seeps into everything. The editor is just fighting for his life every episode. It's kind of hilarious. The copyright card at the end misspells the name of the show every single time, which might actually make it public domain. And the biggest problem, bar none, which makes it almost unwatchable, the Ultimate Gamer does not pass the Bechdel test. Sorry to say. In the years since, a few people from the show have actually gone on to other things. Stryker is still a professional DJ, and Kahi Lee is still an interior designer. I can't find very much info on the winners themselves because only first names are given and they aren't even credited. So if you were on this show or you worked on it, can I interview you? I made a bingo card in case you want to watch the series yourself, by the way. Also, I recorded my first time reaction, which you can find cut up on my side channel, Cellar plus R. It should be up by the time this video is. Thank you to my patrons who keep this channel free. $10 a month patrons get access to exclusive commentary tracks for these videos. You can also support me on Ko-fi and check out my podcast. Bye.
Here comes a daredevil! Game over!